Okay, looks like that's working. Hey there, everybody. Just trying to get my laptop set up here. It keeps freezing on this one screen, and I'm not sure why, but let's start getting this running. Yeah, so no Monster Train today. I might go back to that on stream at some point, but yeah, I do still like the game, so I'm gonna try and get to 25 on my own time or something like that, but yeah, I kind of also want to get a new game or something like that. Lately, I've also been playing like Limbus Company, Lobotomy Corporation, all those ones. I'm trying to get through as much of that as I sort of can here, but either way. Alright. Okay, this laptop is just very, very unresponsive right now. I'm just going to try the really nuclear option there. Okay. Certs are very happy. I could go somewhere about that, but what I kind of need is, like, other stuff. I'm not sure what I need, actually. Haven't given anything to you in a little while here. Alright, so laptop's rebooting. Probably needed to do that a while ago. Alright. Yeah, battery pack quests. I think I actually will grab a battery and give it to Pam. Alright, let's throw the caviar in there. I've actually been, like, trying to find a good space sim type game. I could go continue playing like Elite Dangerous, which is what I usually sort of go to for that. And I might just do that. Not sure. I'm also considering getting X4, but that's only because they finally have ships that don't look really ugly to me anymore. Well, they still have all the ships that I thought looked ugly, but the reason I never got into that is because I thought their ships looked really bad. And they've started introducing some ones that I think look good. That was like 2 years ago by you know, when I say recently started. So I'm not exactly up to date with the games I play, but never have been, never will be. Alright. So laptop, still booting up. Gonna be a while. Throw those in there. Still have a duck egg, but you know what? We'll be fine. Okay. Just do a quick lap around this place, see if the fence needs fixing anywhere else, because it looks kind of like it stopped breaking down for some reason. Mushroom still hasn't thrown out any little shoots or anything like that. I don't know if it naturally does. It kind of is looking to me like I have to do something to get that to happen. Bit unfortunate. Oh, the fruit in here I have to get. This is just, yeah, Pam needs... Yeah. What a weird thing to go to a farmer for. It's like, oh yeah, that guy farms batteries, right? It's like, I guess so, but still, it's weird that that's what you thought of. Part of me actually is wanting to just say screw efficiency and just, like, make this symmetrical. Somehow. I don't think it's a good idea for me to do that, but it is a thing I'm considering. Alright, I need to make more of those, too. Our little tree area, though, is looking pretty good overall. I'm liking the way it's turning out. Okay. Impressively, I've like turned off my computer, booted it back up. It's still like not even doing anything. Alright, got more squid ink. Fantastic. I think I can see a flaw with my like setup here though, in that like I've got all of those different things on different types of fish eggs, so I've got like a very wide number of things that are going to be messing up with my inventory. Not a great situation as far as that goes, but... Do I put you in here? Still not really sure what to do with the squid ink, honestly. Alright. Maybe we'll put the squid ink in here again. Just keep... Oops. Keep all the squid ink in there. Okay. Though, actually, there is another game that's coming out fairly soon that I want to try out. It's that, like, Age of Wonders 4. I played a lot of Planetfall, I played a lot of 3. Wondering if, Planetfall 4 is going to be any good. I do tend to like those kinds of games, so... Yes, I do have that problem to a certain extent. Okay. What do I get for this? 400 bucks. That's probably not as much as like a battery's worth, I think. I thought they were quite expensive, but... Alright. Let's see how things are going here. I kind of want to go into the mines again, because I still need, like, iron bars, basically. I've only got 99 iron ore. So, might be what we do today. I need actually quite a lot more iron. I might check out the quarry first, though. The other thing I was considering playing a little bit of is something like City Skylines, maybe, but I don't know. I think if I do want to get into X4, I would wait for a sale. I think that's what I would have to do there. Okay, prismatic shard from the quarry. I didn't actually know you could get those from here. Okay. I might as well clear out as much of the quarry as I kind of can here. Let's get Google Chrome running on my laptop or whatever. Decent amount of iron today. Not bad. Replacement aquamarine. Yeah. Oh, today's pretty good as far as quarry goes. I don't come here very often. I need to come here probably a little bit more often. Here's some people like use the quarry to grow trees. I'm not sure if I would find that to be a good use of it, because it feels like it would be really awkward getting around all the rocks that would keep spawning everywhere. Alright. Yeah. The rocks that don't count as rocks in this place always seem like... they throw me off a little bit. I don't know why they're there. They could just as easily have made those like actual rocks instead of making it so that they've got these weird rocks that can't be harvested. Alright, so the problem here is if I go to certain floors in the caverns, I'm not going to be getting the like iron, but I also need the green algae. So I'm wondering which of those I actually want to get more out of the two of them. And probably the answer is iron right now. Okay. So I'm pretty sure I can only get white algae from these guys. Okay, laptop has sort of booted up again. Probably need to do like a proper cleanup on that thing. It's just been a long time since I've bothered maintaining it at all. And if it does break down, I'm probably actually not going to get a new laptop. I'm probably just going to replace that with another monitor. Probably be cheaper anyway. Okay, there we go. Come on. The other thing I was looking at, but probably won't get, is the Rune Farmer or whatever, Rune Factory I saw was on sale. I don't know much about that series though, honestly, so I'm probably not going to bother getting it, but play every sim game. I don't know how easy it would be for me to get like Sim Ant to run. I've got something that makes it so I can run Sim Tower. It is difficult to get that game to run. I think that trying to run like Sim Earth or Sim Farm would be worse. Like that would be harder. But I would actually not be that unhappy playing those games, honestly. The only thing is like Sim Ant is a little bit too easy. Like you get through that pretty fast. But it's also kind of like dull in the sense that like you just do the exact same thing every time. I don't think Simurth is a game though. Like I don't remember there being something. I don't remember what you do in that one very well. I think you just mostly drop a bunch of stuff down and then see what happens, and then that's it. Like I can't remember that game at all. But Sim Tower is probably my favorite of those. I keep trying games, actually, that are, like, supposed to be modern takes on Sim Tower, and they're all worse. I don't know why it is, but, like, there have been other games that have tried to, like, emulate the ideas behind Sim Tower, and they're just all worse games. Admittedly, like, the problem with the old Sim Tower game is that, like, it runs into that problem. It can only handle, like, so many elevators and stairwells before the game, like, just can't handle it because it's for older computers. But, like, if you can manage the limited ones that you have really, really well, you can still get a very good functioning tower. It's just actually getting your tower to work properly when you've got, like, that is so bad. Okay, what's going on here? Where's my chat gone? Bloody heck. Timberborn, yeah. I actually got a different city builder with beavers in it for some reason, because I felt like it, but, yeah. Timberborn, I do... Actually, I don't know why I don't, like, look into that more, because every time I look into it, it looks like, I don't know, I kind of don't want to play it for some reason. I don't know why. There's something about it that's sort of odd. But that is one of those games where I've, like, looked into it quite a bit, and then just not gotten into it for some reason. I wonder actually like how hard it would be to get some of those old sim games to run, because like some of them are really freaking old. Like I think the original Sim City was designed for like the NES or something like that. I can't remember. Like it looks pretty bad as far as like how time has treated it. I don't need you. Oh well, that's actually worth quite a lot of money. Well, either way. Need to upgrade my trash can, clearly. Maybe you know what? I think I know why I don't understand Timberborn when I'm looking at it. I'm like one of those like urbanist types where like the idea of small villages and the sort of small village aesthetic just doesn't jive well with me. So when I look at that, I look at it and be like, eh. I mean, you can make like, your weird little thatched wooden buildings or whatever, and your thatched wooden industry or whatever. But it's not as exciting as like proper steel, concrete, that sort of stuff. I guess. I think that's probably what's going on in my brain. I don't know. Oh wow, this is a floor. Oh geez. Okay, more of these would be good. What do I not care about right now? Probably the bat wings, technically. Honestly, I should just give the beaver Timberborn a try there, though. Probably might do a city builder game after I try like a space game. I'm gonna go that order. I think I'm gonna try and find one. The thing I've always like really desired and never really gotten out of like space sims is like very good capital ship combat. It's usually just dogfighting, which has always been like my least favorite part of those games is like dodging stuff. What, you want me to pilot with skill or something? Jeez. Okay. But yeah, in kind of a confluence of that, there were actually a bunch of, like, there's a whole ton of games where, like, you design and build your sort of ship and travel around and try and build it more or whatever. And I can't tell which ones are good or not. Like, there's just a whole bunch of them, and it's, like, hard to tell which ones are, like, kind of, like, just derivative trash and which ones are actually good, so... I'm having a hard time with that one. Guess I could, like, watch more of the reviews on them or something like that, but I try to, like, not base my opinion on games based on reviews at all, so... It's kind of difficult. I usually think I have different preferences from a lot of reviewers, so that's why I do that. A lot of the time, their opinions with me just don't mesh well. Let's see here. We're running out of time here. We got like 60-something, 69 iron, I think, is actually what we got, which is, I guess, an interesting number to get, but hopefully my math is wrong. Maybe my math is wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's not. All right. Actually, no, I had 99 when I went in, didn't I? Yeah, so we got... Yeah, it's fine. We're fine. I picked up 59 iron. It's good. Alright. No thank you. Oh, that's for Sandy. Shoot. Page unresponsive. God damn it. Okay, let's restart that. My laptop is just really not having it today. Okay. So, Sandy, you are... Yeah, I need quite a lot more here. Okay. Gotta close down that window completely. My laptop is just completely screwed. Do I hate beavers? I don't hate beavers. I have not actually played the Hitman games. I have looked into them, and I do think that they're kind of interesting looking, but yeah, I've never really gotten into them. I think the main thing for those is, like, I'm not a very patient person a lot of the time. I sometimes am, but, you know, trying to figure out, like, everything on the map. Like, I'm an overly meticulous planner, so if, like, I get into those kinds of games, I will just be doing the same thing for a million years. And I kind of know that I will just sort of destroy my own ability to have fun in that kind of game. Hitman is one of those series where I would try to optimize the fun out of it. Gotta go for those games where, like, optimizing the fun out of the game is the fun of the game. You know, that's, you know, what I have to aim for, I guess. Let's see here. Let's pop you there. I'd enjoy it. I might. I'm also just honestly not necessarily the best at puzzles. Some puzzles I'm really good at, other puzzles I'm not good at. Like the Hitman puzzles, I would probably be able to do some very elaborate things if I put my time and effort into it. I would probably spend like a million years trying to find out how to do the optimal way of murdering one person. And it would drive me insane. I have to sort of remember which games like I would like, but I also have to avoid. Almost murdered a baby. That would have been really bad. That new mode, is it the new one? Sort of like a randomized sort of mode there? Because that actually would probably be something that's simultaneously like way better for me, but also way more infuriating at the same time. That would probably be interesting. Is it like you just get thrown into a mission and just don't get to plan for it? You just have to run with whatever they give you or something, or like what's the new mode here? There have actually been a lot of Hitman games as well. I don't really know what the difference between a lot of them are. Maybe there is not that much difference between them, but yeah. Okay. Randomized targets. Yeah, so it would be sort of an exercise in trying to be a little bit more spontaneous and figuring out what you can sort of do with like limited resources. That would probably be better for me. Come on, out of the way, please. Okay, you know what? It's fine. We'll just ignore that you exist there. Bananas are very useful. Are they like distraction bananas? Like if you put down a banana, it's just lying on the floor there, people will see it and they'll just instantly spontaneously eat it? Or is this like more like a Three Stooges kind of thing? I think, yeah, them doing it more like open world makes a lot of sense, because I bet the older ones would have been more open world. It's just they probably, you know, stuck to less open world because of technological restrictions, so it makes sense that they would be. I haven't gotten any truffles from this stupid pig for like a couple days now, I think. Even though it's at max. Walk around and see if I can find one, but I really cannot tell if there's a truffle anywhere in this field here. It's like always been a... It's the Three Stooges thing. Given how serious that game looks, there's a lot of goofy stuff in that. I remember watching like another person playing it, and they were dressed as a clown, and they were just feeding people, like random civilians, into a garbage disposal unit. And every time they would do that, they'd get seen by another civilian, so they'd have to shoot that one too and throw them into there as well. It's got cartoon rules. I thought Hitman was supposed to be a fairly serious game here. Can you make it so that they like fall down an entire flight of stairs and then like have something other weird, horrible thing happen to them? Just, you know, the cartoon chain of random events happening to them. Is that a thing you can do? Ooh, got our corn harvest. Okay. Yeah, I think if I did play that game, I would get caught in that loop of like trying to find very disturbing and elaborate ways to murder people. that would require just very, very strange, like, save scumming and pre-planning and all that other stuff. I think that a lot of people do play that game that way, which is, the scary clown is the best way to do things. I have seen several people doing that, yeah, so I guess that is definitely a thing that happens with that. But, yeah, those are weird games to me, I don't know. They're very strange. Oh, here we go. Okay, what do they want? They want an oyster. What are they going to do to the oyster? The game's also kind of bizarre in that, like, you can be the clown thing, and I don't remember if that actually, like, has a major impact on anything. We might find an oyster down at the beach. Okay, we'll have to try that. Okay. Alright, I definitely am getting outpaced on preserve jars to the point where I'm actually going to start making more of them. I don't remember how they're made. How do I do this? I'm going to have a total of 6. Can I stack these? Oh, I can. Okay, well. Okay, so we'll do this. Let's see here. How do I do this? I'll just bring all them first. I think I'll do all these first. I think this will catch up with what we've got here as far as throughput goes. Actually, no, I don't think it will. I think I need to do like 6, maybe more in total. So with another 3 of these, saw to do. Hopefully this is enough. Flamingo mascot costumes in one level, and the mascot just wrecking fools. It's nice that they give you the freedom to do that. It is kind of tone-crushing, but at the same time, I appreciate that they let you do that, instead of trying to make it as serious as it appears to be. Like, I imagine one of the true joys of that game is just finding weird and elaborate Rube Goldberg machines to, like, murder people with, instead of doing it seriously. Just finding the most bizarre, imaginable possible way to kill someone. It's just like, what if they got lured over here by this bagel and then slipped on this banana so that they got their leg caught in a tripwire that is attached to a Saturn V rocket that launches them into space? Like, you know, that sort of thing. Let's see here. Yeah, I remember I was ignoring that one. Okay. When in reality, you could just probably walk up to the person and just shoot them. Alright, we found our oyster really quickly here. Like, I actually wonder how many of the missions in that game you can clear just by walking up to the guy and shooting them. I'm assuming you would get a very low score for doing that, but at the same time, that might be a thing you could do. Alright. For some reason I read that not as flamingo, but as flamenco, as that, like, kind of dancing sort of thing, and I don't know why I thought that. A flamingo, like the animal mascot costume, is probably a lot more terrifying to have come at you. Just be very surreal. Hey there, Kryptonite. How are you doing? Either way, though. Yeah, I'm going to actually do some reading, though, for next week, and I'm going to find a game that's about spaceships, and I'm going to do that for a little bit. There are guards everywhere, and they're usually pretty good at killing you. Okay. I'd imagine, though, if you got really good at killing the guards first, that you could sort of deal with that, but that's clearly probably not what they want you to be doing either, so. It is good that they make it so you can't just assassinate everybody by just walking up to them, pulling a gun, and shooting them. That would be very boring. Efficient edition. Is efficiency a thing that exists in this channel? I don't know if that's a thing I understand. I think we try to do things as inefficiently as possible here. We're talking about Hitman Some Edition. I have no idea. Oh, coffee beans. I don't need that, but whatever. Actually, do I need anything in here? I'm not sure I do. I think we kind of got... I'm kind of 50-50 on this. I kind of have a lot of iron and I kind of don't have enough iron, but... kind of just not 100% sure what I need to be doing right now. I guess I need to cut down a ton of grass, because one of the things I need to do is get the things for those, Oh, especially now, because I'm going to lose the ability to go for those in a bit. I better do that soon, because I have 8 days to collect grass, which is a dumb thing to have to collect. Okay. Also, I need to start doing this. You... Sure. There we go. But, yeah. I'll have you join in the discussion. I did lose my run in Monster Train. Finally, I got to 15. So I'm looking for a new game to replace that one. To do, like, some of the time. I'm still going to be playing, obviously, Stardew Valley, because we're not done everything we want to do in Stardew Valley yet. But I do want to have some variety in my life there, so... trying to think of what game I could play, like, besides that. I want to play a space-type game, is what I kind of want, but... could be something else as well, potentially. I was looking at that one that is literally just Prison Architect in space, because it was made by the same people who made Prison Architect. But then there's like a million clones of that game, or... that one actually is a clone of other games that came before it, too, and... I have no idea which ones are good and which ones are bad. Like, none whatsoever. Alternatively, I might even play one of the more, like, large-scale ones. I wonder if Star Citizen's out yet, actually. I don't actually want to play it, because they seem like they're idiots, but... at the same time, it would be... I am curious as to whether or not that is a game that actually exists or not. Honestly, that's a game where I look at it and I think, I really wish that the ship designers for this company would like go and work for a company that could actually deliver a game or something like that. That would be nice. Because they look fantastic. That's their entire like ability to market their game is 100% based on the fact that they have stuff that looks nice. I forgot you existed. Do I care about any of this? Is there anything new here? Could buy myself some cat ears, I guess. I think I'm going to stick with the hat that I've already got here, so let's leave that be. Haven't played many space games? Yeah, that's perfectly fair. I really like them. Like, the original one that I played were like those, like the X-Wing TIE Fighter games a long time ago, obviously. But I also played a lot of Escape Velocity Nova way the hell back when. And that's kind of like one of the ones that I really liked, because it gives you a lot of weird freedom to modify stuff and change up your ships and stuff like that. That's something I've always really appreciated. Do I need more hay? I wonder if I'm almost full on this. I think I forgot my horse somewhere. That's probably fine. Okay, it looks like we're full, because we're not getting any more out of this. I'm not getting any grass out of these things. I don't have much of this spawning, so that's fantastic. I need like 200 grass for Junimo Hut, which is funny, because like I just don't have the ability to get grass. scraping by, like looking around through here. I don't think that I can get there very easily. I guess I could hack. I can axe my way across there. I cannot see what I'm doing, but I guess if I wanted to go like harder into the science fiction or the science element of spaceflight, which I kind of don't, I could play Kerbal Space Program 2. But like, while I have done the math before in my life to calculate like a Lagrange point, I don't really want to anymore. That wasn't something I found fun. Yeah, it's because I want to play one. I feel like playing one. Because I lost at Monster Train. Like I don't know if you were here on Monday, but I did lose my Monster Train run. We got to 15. I still like it. I'll still play it in my off time, but now that the challenge is done, I got to 15. I'm happy with that result. I'm going to look for another game, I think, to play, and I'm not sure what I want to play. Just something with, like, spaceships, basically. Yeah. I was contemplating, like, playing more Elite Dangerous, but, wait, what? I was also considering playing, like, X4 Foundation, because they finally started adding ships that don't look terrible. The reason I'd never played it to begin with is because, like, the, ships in it look really bad. But there's also some indie games in that genre that are quite interesting looking that I've never, really looked into too deeply, like Cosmoteer and, The Last Starship. Those ones, that style of game as well, those look interesting. But I don't know if any of them are any good. Outer Wilds is, I think, a very different type of game in some ways. I think that it does look really good, but the thing that I know about that game is that I wouldn't be able to beat it very well because I'm too slow at those sort of games. And you kind of have to move fairly, like, deliberately to get things done. You don't have to do math in Kerbal Space Program. Isn't that, like, the entire point of Kerbal Space Program is to do math? I thought it was. Space is the actual topic. Well, I was thinking more, like, specifically, like, ships, like, in space. But, I mean, if you're just I guess a person floating in your spacesuit in space, like in that David Bowie song, that would also work, I guess. But yeah, for me, space is like being in space. Let's see here. Yeah, I think Outer Wilds is a game. Partly, it's like I've spoiled myself on Outer Wilds. I've actually watched like playthroughs of that. The thing about that one is, like, because of the limited timer and the fact that I'm, you know, very slow, doing math versus eyeballing it. But, yeah, with Outer Wilds, well, here's the thing. Like, I actually took astrophysics in university, so I do know how to do the calculations, not well. Like, I would not work for NASA. I would get someone killed. But, like, I do actually know how to do the calculations. Is the gist of it. But I would get them wrong a lot because I haven't done that math in ages, and I'm not very good at that math either. But I do know how to do it. Yeah. The fact that you can sort of, like, eyeball it a little... I guess because you can trial and error in that, can't you? You can do the simulations, and if you screw up, like, it explodes the rocket, but, like, who cares sort of thing. So I guess, like, yeah, that's how you sort of eyeball that. If their numbers are accurate enough, that could actually be a really genius way for, like, NASA to save some testing and simulation money for different types of shapes and stuff like that. That would be really funny. Work for NASA Hitman. That would be... Well, actually, I did mention, like, it would be really funny if you could get someone, like, tangled up in a rope and then have that rope attached to a rocket and have them blast off into space. That would be a very funny way to get rid of someone in Hitman. You know, you're at the, like, Nevada launch site or whatever, a rocket is about to go into orbit. That would be pretty good. But, okay, there we go. Okay, I can't talk again because she's walking. Fantastic. Yeah, what was I thinking about there? But yeah, so maybe Kerbal Space Program would actually be like okay for me then if I don't actually have to do the math. Funny enough, like I do actually know how to calculate things like parallax per second or whatever, but I don't actually know how to do the rocket science. Because astrophysics is not the same as rocket science. So while I would know some of the math behind some of the stuff that's happening, I would not know the math behind some of the other stuff. It would be kind of interesting. I think I don't do anything here. It's not production level? Okay. It would be very, very funny, though, to me if, like, they just made it so that the math was on point enough that NASA could use it as simulation. Because that would, like, save them so much money on, like, coming up with designs and stuff like that and shapes to figure out, like, the accuracy of it. Don't need to know that much. Yeah, it's probably a good thing. It does mean I would actually be able to play it without, you know, dying. Or having flashbacks to, like, my equations that I don't remember because it's been years. If you ever want, like, an exercise in misery, grade 11 on the moon easily. Okay, well that's fair. The question is though, like, how many of your Kerbals died in the process? Like, how many times did Jeremiah get smashed into the face of the moon? Is it Jebediah or Jeremiah? I can't remember. Okay, so we got these. It's ancient fruit wine. All right. I'd also have to look into, like, would I rather get, like, Kerbal Space Program 1 or would I actually get the new one? That's another question. Because I heard it got, like, acquired by some company that doesn't care as much about the IP and that the original team left or something like that. I have no idea if that matters. Many died for the cause. See, that's the thing. Like, a surprisingly few... the number of astronauts who have died in space missions is actually quite low, but, you know... I guess if you decided to go the other route of attrition, and having a very high budget somehow. Alright. Wait, how is he still alive if he was on the moon for 2 years? What are the Kerbals? Are they, like, immortal or something? They do what they're getting into? Okay. Good to know that your space program was one of compassion and, you know, care for the people of the space program. Drink the truffle oil, really? Interesting. Okay. Oh, it's still in... I thought Kerbal Space Program 2 was released. Interesting. Huh. I don't know why I thought it was already out. I guess it's because, like, these days the line between early access and, like, actually released is so blurred that it's hard to tell sometimes, honestly. Well, yeah, if it's that early access, I definitely am not going to play that one then. I would definitely play something else there. Ooh, we got a, one of those already. Nice. Jeb's Junk Emporium. That's disturbing. Wait, why is Jeb selling you rocket parts? Isn't he one of the pilots? Kerbal Space Program 1 is a steal? That seems like that would probably be the case. Yeah, definitely be the preferable of the two if I go that route for that sort of thing right now. I remember in like Kerbal Space Program 1 seeing some people making things like fighter jets though, and I'm sort of curious as to whether that's a mod or if that was something that they actually put into the game. Because that seems a bit odd to me, but could be legit. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure I made enough of these. I actually should time this. I should actually figure out the times there. Corruption. Corruption? What? Well, fair enough. But doesn't, like... I was thinking, like, doesn't he pilot the thing? Isn't he the one who's gonna get murdered by this? Well, okay. I guess if he can survive 2 years on the moon, he can survive pretty much anything, I guess. I don't know. It's almost like reenacting that Matt Damon movie that I never actually watched, where he's stuck on Mars, except, you know, I don't think you can grow potatoes on the moon. I think that's a lot harder. Okay, so that is actually a core part of the game. I was wondering about that, because it seemed odd. Okay, it was Robin's birthday today, so let's see what she likes. She's already max. Oh, she actually loves spaghetti. Yeah, actually figuring out the durations versus eyeballing it. The thing as well about this, though, is, like, I kind of don't have the setup that I need for it to be, like, because what I actually want to get is a specific shed just for caviar and stuff like that. And I just haven't gotten around to building it yet, because I don't have all the fish ponds and stuff like that for the layout. And I also don't have any way to get algae for the fish ponds for the rest of it. So, you know, there's a multitude of reasons why... The Martian, right, that was it. Yeah, so it's like that, except on the moon, instead of, It's for cool people who like planes in space. There are actually designs for planes that can make it into, like, space, depending on what your definition of space is. I forget why scientists and engineers were trying to design them so that they could do that. I don't think there's any legitimate or good reason to do that, honestly, but that's a real concept. Okay. The one thing I always thought was a little bit odd was the little Kerbals wearing, like, the spacesuits when they're flying planes, if I recall correctly. But then again, I think you can actually try to send them into space, so it kind of makes sense. But, yeah, I'm still not entirely sure, like... Yeah, I'm not sure what the point of those... It's always... I don't think those would be useful for war. I legitimately can't figure out what the tactical application of that would be. Which wouldn't be better filled by, like, things that don't do that. I mean, at that point in time, you probably are better off in terms of payload just firing off an ICBM. And we already have those. I don't know about orbit being the safest place when the shit goes down. Like, that seems like that's one of those, like, we're gonna start having some problems with people shooting down, like, satellites and stuff like that. You never know. Definitely, like, one of those important strategic targets is, like, satellite infrastructure. Like, I think a huge portion of, like, a lot of warfighting capability centers around, like, satellites being able to do stuff. Or at least for modern armies. For non-modern armies, I guess it doesn't matter as much. I don't necessarily know if you want your recon plane to be in space, though. Is there a practical advantage to being in space as opposed to just really high? Because the U2 gets high enough, I think. Then again, they do get shot down, so maybe the U2 is not getting high enough. The thing is, like, they are getting shot down. It's just they're not getting shot down very often, honestly. FTL? I have played a lot of FTL. Dyson Sphere program is like a city builder and a space station. That one looks pretty good. Or no, wait, am I thinking about the right one? No, I'm thinking of Ixion. What the hell is Dyson Sphere program? Let me just look this up here. Is this the terraforming one? Oh, this is the terraforming one, I think. This is like Factorio, except instead of one planet that you're destroying, you know... Countering and maintaining satellite. I guess that is a point. You need something to go around and shoot down the satellites, and it probably is better to have like one thing with a gun going around shooting down satellites as opposed to using missiles that only shoot down one satellite. We need roller coasters that go into space. Would that be like the Suicide roller coaster, except like with space instead of a loop-de-loop? It just keeps going up and up and up. You've got your little space helmet on, and like once it gets high enough, you just burn in orbit. Or re-entry, I mean. Okay, I don't actually remember what I was doing. I've gotten very distracted, but that's fine. It's Sunday, it's the day off. Okay. So, I've got 12 of these, I think. Yeah, I can make 12 more of the kegs. I forget why there was an engineer that decided he wanted to make a roller coaster that kills people. I really cannot remember at all why there was a person who did that. I just remember that there is a person who did that. Maybe secretly, like, all roller coasters designers are trying to kill things, or build things that kill people. Maybe that is their intended goal, secretly deep down inside them. Because I have seen people play Roller Coaster Tycoon, so it would not surprise me. Okay. I probably could have found a crop that grows in 7 days, but it doesn't really matter. I need to figure out some stuff here, though. So, we take the oak resin. Well, the thing is, like, it's one of those ones where, how did someone decide that that was a fun thing to build? Like a roller coaster, the very first ones. It's like, how much can we make it seem like you're about to get into a deadly car crash without actually killing you? I feel like the only people who are thinking that are people who are like, you know, I wonder if I can get something that has the most spectacular car crashes and get told they're not allowed to kill people. And they said, fine. Video game childhood gone wrong. Yeah, it's kind of also how that feels. That could be it. Ooh, I think I can build 3 more. Okay. We're getting there. Gonna have to do some reorging in there, but that's fine. Alright, and what are we for grass? We're at 332. That's not enough. I've only got the ability to get, like, 1 Junimo hut, and I'm not even 100% sure what the heck they do, really, like, in terms of radius. I wonder how many I'm going to need. Alright, either way, I think pretty soon we're going to be focusing almost entirely on getting algae. I wonder if I can get these from these ponds. Definitely don't think I can get algae from these guys, so I'm not going to even bother with that. On the plus side, like I can also make use of like broken CDs and stuff like that, so it's not a huge deal to get them. The other garbage a little bit less so. Like alternatively, I could just try like Monster Train, but not do the challenge run. That was the thing I could also do, but it's kind of less interesting when you don't have some sort of weird arbitrary goal that you set yourself that makes no sense. Like that's kind of how I roll. You have to have a weird arbitrary goal that makes no sense. Like beating the game, that's not a fun thing to do. Like, how high can I launch someone in their little cart in Roller Coaster Tycoon? Can I reach low Earth orbit in Roller Coaster Tycoon? These are the questions that you have to answer. Okay, I don't think I can get algae in this pond here. I've never been too sure, like, which ones have which things. But more and more convinced that this does not have what I'm looking for in it. Yeah, who keeps throwing Joja Coals in my stupid farm pond? There's probably been, like, a guy that comes down to my farm when it was abandoned and just was literally, like, dump truck dumping stuff in there. Yeah, all clown suit run. What's the earliest you can actually pick up the clown suit? Because you can't start with it, can you? Do they let you just, like, start the game in the clown suit? Okay. Oh, you know what? Let's also throw all this in here. Okay. Yeah, Hitman is one of those games where I feel like I would optimize all the fun out of it too much for me to want to play it too much, but also I feel like I'd be bad at it, but that's a different issue completely. It's always a full unopened Joja Cola. That is true. It is a full unopened Joja Cola. That is actually slightly more perplexing in some ways. Like, I wonder maybe they had a plane full of Joja Colas being delivered and they just accidentally... Oh, god damn it. Oh, okay. Well, that's convenient. I've just got a dog sitting on top of me while I'm trying to sleep. It's just, you know... Great. Fantastic. But yeah, like, they were doing a delivery supply drop of Joja Colas and just accidentally strafed my farm with it. Any version now gets it. I meant, like, in terms of when can you get it in the game, like, once you've loaded it up and you're in there. Like, you don't spawn in with the game, or with the clown outfit, right? You have to, like, go murder a clown or something, right? Would skip, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, that's fine. One thing that I actually noticed, like, when I was looking at the games where you develop your own starships and stuff like that, is that they have a real bad tendency to make it so that you can only make one floor of your spaceship. And I can sort of see why they do it that way, but at the same time, I really wish... Nothing wrong with sleep dog until you gotta pee. I mean, there is the fact that it is a fairly heavy dog I chose, but that's a different issue. Man, I'm getting really distracted. That's fine. Okay. So today we're going to go look for algae, because that's what I need for building stuff, but I am going to check my farm and all my animals first. I think green slimes is probably my fastest way of getting this stupid stuff, but I also need seaweed, so maybe I'll go fish. It's just that every time I go fishing, I get fish, which is, you know, you wouldn't think that would be a problem, but it is. Okay. What happened over here? Could have sworn I had, like, Did these tiles get destroyed somehow? Huh. Maybe they got hit by lightning or something? I don't know. Or maybe I just didn't put any there. Alright. Oh, yeah, I was talking about like how like space sims that are kind of about building a spaceship or whatever out of blocks usually don't have multiple floors to it. Which feels weird to me, because like they added multiple floors ages ago in Dwarf Fortress. So I feel like verticality is something that they could have been doing in these kinds of games, but they never do. And I really wish they would. Like that's what I want out of those games, is some verticality. Well, I guess people were saying like you can do some verticality in Timberborn. It's a little bit different though, but... Okay, we're gonna try this. I'm gonna de-equip that. Willie going back to work. Hey Willie, there's something on my hook, and he just freezes in place. I should have brought my other fishing rod. That's what I should have done. It's not too late for me to go get that. I should go grab that. Okay. Alright, hopefully this works. Verticality is probably the part that makes Dwarf Fortress so... I think it's that, but it's also because, like, instead of going upwards, where you can just sort of have it so that you have small slices of verticality, where you're only sort of loading up, like, a very small amount from the higher floors, you're loading up, like, the entire... everything up until the Earth's core, so... it's a slightly worse problem. But, yeah, that probably does make the load times a lot longer, because they have to calculate, like, multiple slices of the same map, sort of. That does make sense, yeah. But for something like a spaceship, for example, I kind of want that ability to have, like, the multiple decks, like you sort of have in Star Trek or whatever. Where people will be, like, doing the damage report and being like, we've lost deck 5 or whatever, which doesn't mean anything because no one's ever on any of the decks other than, like, the bridge. They'll just show sparks in the consoles and then people dying from exploding consolitis. Destroys pathfinding algorithms? I guess that is true. You could do it so that, like... if it's supposed to be a game where, like, they're on a spaceship, though, to a certain extent, I think you could probably just get rid of pathfinding altogether by having people sort of use teleporter pads. Because, to a certain extent, like, you don't technically need to have people actually walking from floor to floor or area to area in a spaceship sim game like that, I think. But even more than that, like, I think you could kind of get away with it being simplified by, like, having people not have travel times or something like that. Because, like, it's kind of a smaller area, I guess, in some ways, as opposed to, like, running from one end of town to another. Could depend on the scale and stuff like that, but... yeah, I guess the... increased load times and complexity are good reasons not to do it. It's just, you know, in spite of those factors, I would still like it. I guess that's why if they ever actually finish making Star Citizen, where they are trying to do that sort of stuff, except with fixed designs for ships, that would kind of be nice. Being able to actually fully explore the interior is kind of just a neat little thing. It's not worth all the BS they've put the people that paid for the game through, but... still, it'd be nice to have those features. I guess that's the cost of it. It's like, it's so complicated that you'll ask for that and you'll never get the game. It's also kind of a relevant feature at the end of the day. I should probably check that I can actually get algae in, like, the ocean. Or if this is a river thing and I need to be at a river. Alright. Okay. Alright, game. Alright, wiki. Where do you say the best way to get algae is? Okay, apparently it's about equal chance in all places, so that's fun. I'm just apparently pretty unlucky. I think green slimes are actually supposed to have a fairly high drop rate for them. It's just I'm really atrociously unlucky, I guess. I'm supposed to get them in 10% of green slimes, and I've killed like 50 and gotten one, so... I haven't killed 50, that's a lie, but... I certainly killed more than 20. Yeah, I do think killing green slimes, though, is going to be the faster way to do this. Okay. Wow, okay. I don't need you. I don't really care about our fish either. Just selling these off. Okay. Kind of want to sell these. Part of me wants to. I'm just going to sell these, though. Alright. Well... I keep switching methodologies, and this is probably causing me to take more time as well here, but... Oh, Harvey, have we talked to you enough to get you to cap level? Yes, we have. Okay. It's almost George's birthday. Well, either way. Try the sewers. I get white slime from the sewers, or algae, white algae when I did the sewers. I might be wrong about that being the only kind I can get though, but the slimes there had white algae. Oh wait, I need to talk to Sebastian. Not really. I thought Sebastian does have a job. Doesn't he do programming? Is he doing that for free? He's made the mistake of doing it for exposure. Clearly a rookie move. Yay, there we go. I guess the nice thing about this though is I can also get like hundreds of grass. So that helps. Because I do need a lot of grass. How many Junimo huts should I actually get? Like, what do people typically get for Junimo huts? Like 2? 4? 100? I have no idea. Guess it would depend on the layout they're going for with their farm. So I'll just have to pick whatever makes sense for whatever I'm trying to do with my farm, I guess. Okay. Feels so weird going back and hunting down green slimes. I'm going to find out if there's a use for like the white algae as well that I need to have specifically. Or I'm going to find out that actually you can use either kind of algae, and I'm going to be very upset. see. Chuck that. Grab that. Still not entirely sure what the algae is used for in the fish ponds. I guess maybe it's like bedding for the fish somehow? But you'd think that the seaweed would be fine for that. Oh well, either way. Ouch. Doggone it. Pesky bee. My inventory is like the worst it's been in a while, but you know what? That's fine. Inventory management is for people who are, you know, more fastidious than I am. Just fussy about stuff. Whereas I am an agent of chaos and entropy. A tidy inventory might last for a few minutes, but a messy inventory is eternal. Okay. Oh, there's a slime. Okay. I believe today was not a particularly high luck day, so I'm not having the greatest chances of getting a floor down, but what I would really like to get is a monster floor. One where it's just monsters. Those around here are almost always just green slimes. Okay. Wait, what's this thing? Why did it have... Alright, well, interesting. I was probably supposed to do something other than murder that one, but I murdered it. I'd feel bad about it, but it is still just a slime, so... Alright. It's always interesting the difference between, like, the Western take on certain monsters and, like, Japan's take on certain monsters, because, like, oozes and stuff like that are definitely one of those ones where if you're playing, like, D&D or something like that, encountering a slime is not a fun prospect. It's like, oh yeah, it's a gray ooze. It's devoured your bones and eaten all your flesh. It's like, well, I hit it with my sword. It splits into two of them and has eaten your sword. Fantastic. Okay, I don't like these spiral levels, but it's fine. This one guy over there that I'm just heading straight towards to murder, he's definitely got a bit of algae, obviously. Coming for you, the spun... No, okay, well. Like I said, not lucky. Problem is I'm also going to need like these slime shells or whatever at some point for like some abstract bizarre thing or whatever. Okay. Just like how I need hundreds of grass, and I have not been saving up that hundreds of grass for any reason whatsoever. It's these weird resources that you get sort of at the beginning of the game that you end up needing hundreds and hundreds of. Ah, shoot. Okay, I can get out. Okay, great. Leave the mine. Get out. Okay, I got all of 2, by which I mean I got 1. Alright. Wonder if I can buy algae off of anybody. I don't think I can. Pretty confident that I cannot. I guess maybe this is one of those resources that the slime hutch exists for. Maybe you do need slimes for a reason. What if I got that? Do I care enough to start farming slimes? Do I don't want to start farming slimes. That sounds awful. Okay. Wait, didn't I think I forgot to check in the egg laying area, the kitchen, chicken coop. It's fine. Okay. Tomorrow's George's birthday. Fine. Wait, what happened to our... What happened to our sea urchin? It's still in there, okay. Interesting. He must be hiding under the coral somehow. Not sure how it got there, but... Okay, we got another nautilus, which is interesting. Okay, we lost it because we didn't have any room. That's fine. I don't need it. Okay, you guys in there. Well, plus side I got a bunch of grass, which I did need. I'm 23 away. I need 23 more. Okay, it's not too bad. Alright, so this is working a lot better. I've got more than I need, but I'm going to be getting more of these, so kind of not. Especially because I'm actually probably going to find more today. Not done yet, but we can do this. Oh, and that as well. Alright. Well, might try the sewers today, just to see if I'm right about the type of algae I was getting from there. Maybe ask Krobus if he can help me. Let's see here. I also have to talk to Krobus more anyway. Actually, I think I remember why there was no mayonnaise yesterday. I think I did something slightly weird. Okay. Oh, look at this tree trying to grow right in front of the door there. Fantastic. Yeah, I didn't come in here at all yesterday. Fantastic. Okay. Almost ate a large egg raw. Fantastic. Not that would have really hurt me all that much. Okay, I'm just going to leave those there for now. I wonder how long you can leave an egg on the ground before it goes rotten. Knowing this game, you might never actually lose eggs. They might just sit there forever. Okay. Why am I down to 66 wood? Did I put some into the box or something? I must have accidentally put it in a container of some sort. I'm just wondering which one. Huh. Well, I'll probably get more later, it's fine. Alright, now let's go check on these guys. Expanding on the stuff I've got in my farm was probably a mistake, honestly, let's be fair here. Just in the sense that, like, I've already got to check, like, a whole bunch of different things every day. Ah, jeez. Like, water all my crops, harvest all my crops. I guess that's what automation is for, but still. All right. There we go. Okay. Let's also do this. Oops. There we go. Okay. Good enough. Good enough for now. Alright, let's try sewers now. Might do something. Actually, I kind of wonder if I could get Escape Velocity Nova to run. It would probably be a nightmare to try and get it on stream. I wouldn't mind necessarily playing that again, because I remember I did a sort of limited number of the story run-throughs, but I didn't do all of them. The stories were kind of not that interesting, though. That wasn't really why I played it. A shadow person above ground? This is outrageous. This is underground. What are you talking about? Your people are responsible for the death of my entire family. If you dwarves hadn't driven us from our ancestral home, we'd never have had to resort to violence. I'm sorry about your family. Sorry isn't going to cut it. Fight, 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 fight. Oh, okay, well. Let me at him, he's despicable. Come and get it, Shrimpy. What is going on here? This is just getting... Oh my god, he killed them both. The Elemental Wars have long been finished. You have no reason to be fighting any longer. The Elemental Wars? Two of you must make peace for the sake of the humans that live around you. Surely you can see that. Very well, I'll stay away from the sewer from now on. I'm truly sorry about the past, Dwarf. I have no personal gripe with you. Team Dwarf. Petty squabbles about murder. Very good. I shall cast a seal of promise to finalize this agreement. I don't... Alright, whatever. Wait, what was that? Not sure what that little turnaround at the end was there. The sewers are flowing quickly. It'll get nice and humid in here, just how I like it. Great, fantastic. I didn't know I could buy Omni Geodes off this guy. Interesting. Monster Fireplace, Return Scepter still costs way too much for me. Yeah, got to admit, I'm generally not Team Dwarf. In this case, I don't really care either way, but I'm an elf player. Anti-dwarf sentiment runs very strongly within my veins. I wonder if I can get, like, a weird fish from out of here. Yeah, this is white algae, unfortunately. I will check with Robin, though. Like, maybe I can use that kind of algae. I don't know. I think you guys just have bug guts. Alright, an algae soup. It's funny that I can get algae soup out of those guys. It's kind of disturbing, actually. Hyle's just the worst. I don't know, I think that they're better than Dark Elves at the very least. Like, even if you don't like elves, like, the Hyles are probably, like, less awful than the Dark Elves. Alright, maybe I can go fishing here for algae. But it's probably also white algae, I don't know. So there is one thing I'll give to dwarf players that, you know, they have got over, like, high elf players, though. Oh, this one's green. Okay. Yeah, I thought this was all white algae. Interesting. But yeah, there's one thing I'll give to, like, dwarf fans, is that they do tend to make better video games, by which I mean they make video games at all. Oh no, there's white algae. Damn. Still. Uh-oh. Oh no. Okay, I'm just gonna... Okay, well... Interesting. Yeah, I thought this was all white algae in here. I have no idea what kind of fish I would catch in this, and I have no idea if I would want to take it home with me. I get the feeling the answer is actually no, but... Slime Jack, gross. Elf Fortress fans reeling. Yeah, right. I know, right? It's all those stodgy dwarves that like crafting stuff that make the goddamn good video games with their dwarven runesmiths making video games with them. Whereas elves just go, like, outside and frolic with the trees or whatever the hell. Despicable. We'll admit, I do spend a lot of time, like, wandering around in trees, so I mean... Let's see here. Have I checked out this particular bone before? I think I have. Yeah, I've got that one already. Not sure what, like, an Elf Fortress game would be like, though, compared to Dwarf Fortress. Just fundamentally, like, the ideologies are very different as far as, like, video game design would go. Because you really would not be able to get away with the same sort of graphical style that Dwarf Fortress gets away with. Same with a game like Deep Rock Galactic, which is a game people have been recommending I play, which I won't because it's about dwarves. God bloody heck. Okay, I think that's enough of that. Very pretentious and boring. Exactly. Couldn't you play as an elf fortress in Vanilla Dwarf Fortress? I don't know, actually. I always thought you were dwarves. I remember, like, elves could go visit you and stuff like that, but... wasn't ever sure that... didn't think that you could actually play as anything other than dwarves. Even if you could play as an elf, though, it would always feel like you were probably a dwarf anyway, because don't you still do, like, a lot of mining and stuff like that? Is about where a rich mushroom. Oh, bloody heck. That explains so little. Never really thought of mushrooms as being a dwarfy thing either, but could be different depending on the setting. What do I do with these slime jacks? Are they any good? I'll put one of you in here, and we might make a pond for a slime jack. Don't know if they're worth very much money. But we'll give that a try. Alright, we got enough green algae for another of our ponds, which is perfect. That's exactly what we need here. And let's do more eggs. Okay. One of these days, someone will make a good elf game, and that'll be my time to shine, or whatever, or something. I don't know what. Why do I have so many duck eggs? How did that happen? Okay, I still kind of want to do this last bit of mayonnaise here today, but I'm sure we'll be able to. Probably need to get more gold too. I'm running out of so many stuff. Sim elf. Yeah, that would be a weird game. I'm sure it would actually do pretty well with the Sims kind of crowd. I feel like that's the genre that would be. Which is not really my genre, but you know. Let's see, where'd my horse go? Where did I leave my horse? Jeez. Shoot. Well, it'll turn back up tomorrow, so doesn't really matter too much. Warhammer cart? Well, I mean, instead of that, they chose a different sport, because instead of, like, you know, go-kart racing, they opted for football, which, what's kind of weird is that it's almost kind of like more American football than it is like the football that the people who made the game play, but I guess it fits their sort of like violent tendencies better than, you know, international football does. I don't know, I think if you're going to do a Warhammer kart style game, like a racing one, you actually do the Warhammer 40k one instead, right? More opportunity for wacky vehicles, and they'd actually travel quickly instead of the vehicles of Warhammer Fantasy, which are all slow. Maybe not the Doom Wheel. I guess the Doom Wheel's fast. I'm trying to think about Skaven stuff very often, though, so... Alright. Other countries need a better name for American football? Yeah, it's called rugby. You know, the real, actual tough guy sport where you're doing the same thing as American-style football, except you're not doing it with pads and, like, armor and stuff like that. Why not both? I guess. I'm not sure what you would do like with Warhammer Fantasy for like the actual racers. It'd be like, are they just in carts or something like that? Be very strange. Whereas like with 40k, like you could have all sorts of crazy vehicles. I feel like if you did the fantasy variant, you'd just either have a lot of people on horses, which would be kind of boring, or you'd end up in a situation where, like, you just have them in carts for some reason, like go-karts. Which I guess would be fine. That's how Mario Kart works, I guess, but... I'd rather see, like, a Warhammer 40,000 racer where you've got, like, Elder on jet bikes, and you've got, like, the orcs on their whatever the heck things, scrap. The armor probably makes football more dangerous. It probably does, actually, because like people are doing much harder hits and they're not protecting their heads properly. So, like, it probably actually does make American football more dangerous, but... You know. At the same time, you know. It's making it more dangerous for stupid reasons instead of, like, the actual game being more dangerous. Okay, well, let's see here. Here, have a refined quartz, thanks. Does anyone like getting stone? I feel like that would be a bad gift. I don't have anything on me today. Interesting. Alright, so I need to find something that George would like, and he is an angry, angry person, so finding something that George would like is questionable. So he loves leeks, and he loves fried mushroom. Which gives him +2 attack. I'm not sure I like the idea of George having more attack, but, okay. Have we got any leeks stored up? We have got a leek. Perfect. That works out okay. Alright, let's, get everybody fed up, and then we'll go get another, what's it called? And then we'll go ahead and talk to George. Oh no, I need to talk to Robin first, probably. I don't know when George's house opens. Okay. Then we need a shed down south later. Oh, wow, these are all done. Okay, so it doesn't actually matter which ones of these I turn into what, because, like, if they're being turned into wine, which is what we're doing, they end up being the same sort of thing anyway, so... I'm gonna first of all go in here and chuck that in there. Farming is so much work. Yeah, I know, but, you know, at least it's productive work. You know, you're doing something with your hands, you're getting something out of it. I need more seed presses, I think. This is going to be a thing I'm short on. Alright. So, how many did I plant and how many have I got here? That's, 50... I've got 64. I need 64. Man... Okay, this is going to be all day sort of project here. So, worst case scenario, every single one of these ends up giving me 1 the seed, and I just have to replant the entire thing. But, I could probably assume that that doesn't happen and guess that I average 2, but I don't know if I want to do that. If I did do that, I would be able to take 32 of them and turn them into wine. So that would be, I guess, a thing. I don't think she's open yet. Another half hour. Kind of wonder if they did do a kart racing game, if they would choose like Warhammer Fantasy, or if they would choose Age of Sigmar, because like I wonder if they're trying to push Age of Sigmar still, because I'd imagine they are. I just haven't paid attention. Even though I don't think anyone likes Age of Sigmar, but you know. Or I've never met anyone that likes Age of Sigmar. There probably are people that like Age of Sigmar. Fortnite? Nah, Fortnite looks really boring to me. I don't know. I'm still not entirely sure even like what the heck the point of it is, honestly, but I'm sure there are reasons for it. Oh shoot, I remember. I have to also check to make sure that the weeds haven't grown into a spot that'll block me from dropping this thing. It's the more intuitive one. Like, there are certain fantasy things that would like be really funny in it. So I guess it depends on like how much of a meme you would want the game to be. Because like having it be that, but then also having a Skaven Doom Wheel, for example. Okay, I can't see past here, and I don't know what I'm dealing with here. But yeah, like a Skaven Sigmar Veil grants it. Jesus Christ. Oh man, an adventure game with like Felix and Gotrek would be amazing. What would be even funnier, like what I would actually really like to see is like a King's Quest style Felix and Gotrek game where you're playing as Gotrek. No, you're playing as Felix. And like Gotrek isn't actually the solution to a lot of the problems. He's like the problem you have to solve a lot of the time. I think that would be an amazing game. I think that's actually a game I want to see done. It's like, how do I make sure that Gotrek is not killing the people I don't want him to kill? How do I convince him to kill the people I do want him to kill? You know, those sort of things. That would be really funny. And if you screw up, of course, you like die horribly for no good reason whatsoever. Darn it. Yeah, that's what I would want to see out of a Gotrek and Felix game. I would even want to see it with like those old school King's Quest style graphics, the really bad ones. And the really bad voice acting. I think that would all be necessary. Ah, darn it, phone. Okay, gonna ignore that for now. Alright, let's see if I can find the stuff I need here. There we go. I have not played that, but I'll take your word for it. Oh, is that the one? I think I remember that. Is that the one where you actually have to use voice commands to get Pikachu to do things? Because that would be infuriating, but at the same time, you know, potentially really funny. I'm trying to remember if I'm thinking of the right one. I didn't play that one, but yeah, I would not want the voice commands to be a thing in that game, honestly. But other than that, yeah, that sort of mentality. Ah, just barely fits. Nice. Loving that. Okay. Perfect. Oh, I should talk to Sebastian while I'm here. Oh, he's not here. Okay. Well, never mind then. The voice commands one, yeah. I would say that it's like that in spirit, but without the voice commands part. Because, like, yelling at Gotrek... Actually, that would add some real comedy to it if you were yelling at Gotrek, but if you yell too loudly at him, or, you know, say something too annoying or in some way that, like, the computer interprets as bad or whatever, he just murders you. Like, that would actually be pretty funny. Why so many pawns? You want sort of like pawns for all the different types of fish that you have. Or at least I do. Oh, hi, Yuki. Seems sinister. Look at all these books. I haven't read a single one. Just the thought of cracking one open makes me nervous. That is a weird anxiety. Bibliophobia? I don't think I've ever seen anyone with that. Yeah. Well, it's not just that you guys demanded pawns, but I found out that you can get, like, you don't have to mine stuff if you get pawns. And I don't like mining. But you can't make a decent living in this world without a brain. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. That book's been cracked open. I mean, I talk about philosophy, but that's not a thing that a lot of people talk about. Okay. Right. What the... Oh, this is a cutscene. I thought, why can't I move? Hey, I was just doing my daily strength training routine. Weren't you literally just 10 seconds ago talking about how you wanted to get smarter? I'd be calling the feds. Fair enough. I mean to talk to you about something. Alex is lamenting his stupidity, yes. Clearly bodies in here. I mean, I don't really think there's bodies in here. I mean, his body is in here, but he's alive, so... I don't think that's actually rude. I think that's just optimistic, and that's fine. Alright, well, whatever that is. Frankly speaking, like, if he wants to try and go pro, that's probably a good thing to try for. You know, be realistic about it, but, you know, have dreams. Alright, we're at 10 out of 10 here, finally. Alright. I can't talk to him. Alright, perfect. Alright, nope. I was hoping we get another weird cutscene. I do not feel like he probably works out to that song. No, I think it would probably be something more 90s-ish. Or maybe even 80s-ish. I feel like he like has this old, like, he doesn't, like, understand, like, current music very well, is my imagination of him. Doesn't keep up with the trends, barely understands the music he's listening to. Though then again, I just actually don't know when that song was around. Like, it feels to me like that was just, like, a little while ago, but it probably is, like, ancient and I'm just freaking old. You know, one of those things. Hopefully that's not the case, but it probably is. You were the wrong thing. Okay. Yep, this is going to be a very annoying day. What do I need to make a seed press with? Okay, that's slightly annoying, but you know what? I'm going to make 2 more of them. Because I am going to have to do this basically every single time I want to replant everything. Putting on the Ritz. Trying to think of, like, what a good sports he probably would listen to, like, We Are the Champions by Queen. I think that would be a good choice for him. The heck? Alright, well that's interesting. Putting on the Ritz is a song I have not heard in a long time. And I'm also really surprised that, like, I've never seen a Ritz cracker commercial that was, like, incorporated with that. Like, that just feels like that had to be a thing that existed at some point in time, and I just missed it, but... Then again, I don't watch television, so how would I ever watch a commercial, I guess? Alright, that worked out. Perfect. The ultimate workout jam. I don't work out, so I have no idea. I try to avoid physical labor whenever I possibly can, because I'm lazy. Like, working out, that seems... Yeah, like, you could have a Ritz cracker commercial, and you could talk about, like, instead of putting on the Ritz, put it on the Ritz, you put, like, something on top of a Ritz cracker. How come I've never seen that commercial? Like, that's gotta be an existing commercial. Maybe it was so obvious they didn't want to do it. Like, it was one of those ad exec things where they're like, okay, if I actually recommend this really obvious thing, like, people are gonna laugh at me because it's too obvious. I can't do this. Like, it's too on the nose. But I do feel as well at the same time, like, ad executives are, like, the sorts of people who are completely shameless, so at the same time I feel like they probably just would, you know. Well, I'm not going to think too hard about it. I also haven't eaten Ritz crackers in decades, so who knows. Who? You say that like you would eat the entire thing of saltines. That seems like that would be the problem, is that you ate the entire sleeve of them. You know, just take 4 or 5 out of the package. You don't have to eat the sleeve of it. I also feel like the way that Ritz crackers are sort of like packaged, maybe they're packaged different for you, but I usually see them in those big family size boxes, so I feel like you actually have more crackers in one of those boxes than you do with the sleeve. Might just be where I'm seeing those. I liked the peanut butter ones better, but yeah, those were both pretty good. I did like them both. I haven't seen the ones with peanut butter in them in ages, though. I don't know if they still make those. Oh. Well, whatever, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, things looking fine in here. Okay. When the tapeworm says the whole sleeve. You should probably evict that tapeworm. I don't know if you should keep him there, but, you know. Well, I mean, if you're used to it. It's amazing what the body can get used to. I guess. Alright, so let's throw all this into the inventory and we'll try and get... Okay, I'm trying to think, like, how big is this stupid thing going to actually be and what's it going to take up here? We might actually have a bit more of a harvest for some of the stuff, and I'll do it, I guess, in the winter when, like, we've got everything down, so that way I sort of know. I wonder if, like, the wizard's still open, though. Could he stop me from teleporting into his basement? Is that a thing he can do? Probably. He is a wizard. He's probably very powerful. But still, other than that. Yeah, I don't actually remember what my favorite type of cracker would usually be. I don't eat very many crackers. I don't think you'd like that. Yeah, no, that's fair. That is fair. The tapeworm would probably be very opposed to the idea of being gotten rid of. Let's see. Oh, right, I need 9 star fruit, and I got rid of them all. Okay, well... Yeah, I need to do this in winter anyway, so it's fine. I keep forgetting I need to actually save stuff for stuff. Do I have 9, though? I might have 9. Ugh. Yeah, I'm one of those people with like a sweet tooth. So when I'm in the store and I'm like looking down the aisle and I can see like crackers that I could get, I usually get cookies instead. If I really want to put cheese on something, I'll just get an oatmeal cookie and I'll put like cheese on top of that or something like that, or peanut butter or whatever it is. Probably way worse for me, but at the same time, I also don't have very many of them. All right. Let's get you. Also need to do this. There we go. I think I had an empty thing there. It's fine, though. Alright, let's find out if we got enough for a Junimo hut. We do. Okay, we got 10. Cheddar Oreos. I don't think I would do that with Oreos, personally, but you do you. I'm sure that would actually be not the worst thing in the world. Cheese is fairly neutral tasting, honestly, in a lot of those circumstances. Well, maybe not cheddar. It's a bit sharp, but... Yeah, I'm not sure that's the combo I would go for, actually. Okay. Let's just hit rest, I guess. Doing questionable things with food on the stream, I think. Nacho cheese and Oreos. I do not want to try that, so I feel like that's someone telling you that to try and get you to do something that would not be great, but... I guess it would depend on the nacho cheese, where, like, if it's one of the really sort of, like, flavorless kinds of nacho cheeses, that might be okay, but the spicy one, I don't know if I would want that. Okay, I feel like she's about to sacrifice something, so I better give her something nice. There you go. It's like cookies and milk with more advanced milk. I mean, unironically, I do actually really like cookies and yogurt. That is a thing that I think is good, but, yeah, no, I guess cookies... The thing is, like, Oreo's not my favorite one for that choice. I don't know. You know, the more I think about it, though, like, the more all the flavors are on paper supposed to go together. Like, chocolate and spice is supposed to go together. Cookies and, like, some sort of dairy product is supposed to go together. I just think that, like, that's probably one of those things where they're, like... I feel on some fundamental level they're wrong, but, yeah, I don't know. Well, you guys can try that this weekend and report back to me on Monday. Okay. I don't like how the wool has a face on it. Like, I don't know why, but the wool has always had, like, a face on it in this game. And it's kind of disconcerting to me. Hopefully, like, it's not some sort of, like, tortured soul that's been, like, cast into that. Which is why you don't have to cut the wool off the sheep. It's because it's not actually real wool. It's like some sort of tortured soul or ghost or something like that. Alright. Out of the way, duck. Looks like I forgot to clear this place out again yesterday, which is unfortunate, but it's fine. Wool face? If you look closely at the wool, can you guys not see it? Okay, I'm gonna go into collections here. Where is wool? Is it in here? If you look at the wool, there's this little face here, like right here. You got the eyes, you got the mouth right there. Can you not see the face in that wool? Am I the only one? Am I the only person here schizophrenic enough to see that? You know, it's right there. It's like 2 dots and a mouth. I don't know. Am I the only one that sees that? Well, in any event. Not sure which of the two of us is like crazy, and I'm assuming it's me, so I'll just leave that be. We'll just pretend that nothing ever happened here, and then we'll just, you know, get on with our lives. Okay. I don't know. I feel like that looks like a little face there with the 2 dots for eyes and then a very flat mouth at the bottom. Like the way you'd sort of draw it on a Kirby character. Like imagine you put a face on like a wool character in like a Kirby game. Those doctors were quacks. Yeah, fair enough, I guess. But, yeah, no, that's something I always see when I look at the wool in this game, is I see a little face on it. That's what I've always seen when I look at it. The fact that everyone else can't see that, though, like, kind of makes me think that it's definitely not an intended thing from the developers or whatever. It's just, you know... It does make me wonder why there's dots like that there in the first place, though. I wonder if I can use truffle oil instead of oil for things that need it. Well, either way. Not curvy character, Kirby character. Those guys are very curvy though. They're basically just circles. You do see the face. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, that's all the validation I need. Look, just because I see faces and patterns like all the time to the point where if I'm looking at a wall I see faces doesn't mean that I'm crazy. Other things mean I'm crazy, but you know, that part's normal. That is one of those like things that happens though. Like I'll be looking at a wall or whatever that's got a pattern in it, and I'll notice faces in it. Makes life more interesting, honestly. Right. I can't remember what I'm supposed to be doing today, but I believe that I should probably get... Yeah, I don't really want to do that. I should probably get more... algae again. What have we got for missions today? Seawall faces as well, yeah. It's one of those things. 50 bats. They're all goblinoid. They never bothered me. I just always noticed them. I'd be like, huh, it's a face there, and then I'd just keep going on with my life. I guess certain people would be like, there's faces trapped in the wall, and assume that they're tortured souls trapped in the wall or something like that, but I just figured, huh, it's a pattern that looks like a face, and then I'd leave, you know. So, you know, slightly different, I guess, between different things that you could have. Okay, do I want to kill 50 bats? I think that sounds miserable. But I haven't done that one yet, so I have to do that in 4 days. So it gives me something to do, though. Also gives me something to do while I'm trying to collect more algae, although the sewer algae actually does work way better now that I know that's not just white algae. I have to figure out if you can use the white algae, though, for buildings. Alright, so this is going to be slightly miserable. I need to get 12.5 bats per day. You always saw laughing, taunting faces. Well, that's not good. I saw all sorts of different expressions. It was never consistent. Depends on what the pattern is, because like I don't think I'm projecting too hard when I say that I see those faces as patterns in like walls and stuff like that. I think it was just always like the pattern could be interpreted as that sort of thing, so I saw all sorts of different expressions. Does make the yellow wallpaper a more interesting read, which is one of my favorite books, but, you know, I don't have that problem, whatever it is she has. Actually, during the early parts of COVID, the yellow wallpaper was a story that I was considering just doing, like, a live reading of on stream, but, you know. Well, hopefully that white algae counts. Probably doesn't. Okay, I think I actually have to go a little bit further down before I get bats, so I'm just going to actually speed down the next floor now I think about it. Alright. Well, I think actually going around these would be faster, but yeah, I forgot this place always has like a ladder at the end. Could have just stuck with that. Oh well, it's fine. Yeah, I should probably go to like floor 25 here. And just skip all these other floors. I think we find more bats that way. While I've been doing all this other stuff, I've also still been thinking about, like, what game I would potentially play. And the one thing that's always seemed like I would be interested in, but seems overly daunting, is EVE Online. That game seems like that would be just life-destroyingly complicated. But I do wonder if it's any good. That's the other part. The answers I get when I ask as to whether or not like EVE Online is a good game are very not clear as to what they, whether or not that's actually a good game or not. They'll talk about things that are unrelated to quality. I get mechanical explanations of the things you do. It's like, is that a good thing? I can't tell. Is that a good thing? You've been curious about it? Yeah. Seems like a game that would be slightly too life-consuming for me, so I've been avoiding it, and I probably will continue to do so. Yes, it does sound very workish. That is sort of the conclusion that I've gotten so far out of looking into it at all. Ooh, I hope this is bats, but it's probably those other stupid things. I better check something, actually. Just regular bats. Okay, it's not the fire bats or anything like that. Oops. I don't necessarily mind games that require a lot of work be put into it, but at a certain level, it gets to be a bit much. Alright, bats please, where are they? Okay. Not getting much progress today. I might be mistaken about where I can find bats. Maybe it's... Are bats on the cold floors? Wait a minute. I like how I type bat and it auto-completes it to battery pack. Let's see here. What levels are you at? Levels 31 to 39. Okay, well that's annoying. So I knew it was further into this, so I did not know it was that much further in. I always felt like they were slightly lower on into this thing. I wonder why the range for these is so narrow. Oh, geez. You know what? I can actually just leave again. Unless 35 is always like that? No. Alright, well I guess that's convenient if I want to get to one of these sort of places, but still. Yeah. Bats. To be fair, actually, like, quite a lot of space sims are kind of workish in a sort of sense there. Because, like, even Elite Dangerous, a lot of what you do is, like, not combat, it's like trading. You'll, like, get loads of stuff and then you'll, like, haul it from one place to another. So it's a little bit like those Euro Truck simulators, except in space. And frankly speaking, I would much rather do Euro Truck Simulator in space because there's no traffic laws in space, except for speed limits. And that's only at stations. I guess there's also the blanket no murdering random civilians for no good reason rules, but, you know. No one really has to follow those. Go for it. On the one hand, while I do acknowledge that they're all kind of like that, there are different degrees to how much they're workish. The grind is kind of real in some of them. Grind can be more or less of a problem. Space trucks? Oh, is it free to play now? That actually is a big thing, because, like, trying to find enough, like, ways to farm Plex that I wouldn't have to pay for this friggin' game was one of the reasons why I didn't really want to play, EVE Online as well, because, like, I'm not going to play it enough that I'm going to actually be able to get enough of that stuff so that I can keep playing the game for free. It's not really going to happen. Still seems like it would be a job, though, so... Still limited on my I want to play it sort of thing. Space trucks? Space trucks is a major part of all space sim games. I mean, I don't know why, but that has been the tradition, is that they all have space trucks. Space trucking is a proud tradition in the genre. I'm getting bad drops for bats today. There's one. I wonder if I have to be killing this kind of bat or if I can be killing other kinds of bats. Like, do the flame bats count as bats? I don't know. I remember the red slimes don't count as, like, other slimes or vice versa, so... Alright, well, we accomplished very little today, but that's fine. Sometimes that's all you can accomplish. I also got a bunch of bug meat, and that's actually a good thing. I can make more bait, which I did need. I guess it depends on, like, what you mean by tips and sort of the sense, because Stardew Valley is a game where it's very self-directed in that I would mostly recommend just sort of finding out what stuff in the game is stuff that you like, and that's my major advice for you. Because, like, you can earn all the money in the game that you want. That's not necessarily a bad thing if that's what you want to be doing, but knowing what you want to be doing is, like, the big thing in this game. So if there's certain things that you want to be doing, do them. If there's certain things you don't want to do, then don't do them. That's my real advice for this. It makes the game much more fun, much more longevity sort of driven, as if you're playing it like that. The one exception is do try out all the other stuff, even if you don't think you would like it, because you never know, you might actually end up liking it. Just give it a shot, you know. Oh, I think I need to get to my house to pass out, because I think I'm just about not making there. Yeah, no, like, there's no real failure to Stardew Valley. It's just, you know, pick some sort of goals that you sort of want to be doing, have fun with what you're doing, and make sure that that's sort of what you focus on. If you want to set yourself up for some sort of, like, challenge, like make a ton of money in first year or something like that, then, you know, you could make that sort of... Yeah, the community center makes for a really good set of just intrinsic directions of, like, things to do. So while you're sort of, like, looking at all the different things, that's a great way to get it done. But, yeah, if you just want to, like, tunnel vision in on money or something like that, then there's a lot of different ways to do that. I'm not actually that good at making money in this game in the short term. I sort of have a slow ramp-up strategy, honestly, and I sort of prefer playing it more organically. Yeah, you can definitely struggle with that if you don't make your own sort of objectives and sort of, like, try and do those things. I think that that's a thing that can happen. For me, I'm pretty good at, like, making my own objective and then following it through. Kind of like with my Monster Train run, it was, like, all about just figuring out an objective I wanted to accomplish in the game and then going for it. Without really worrying too much about what you're supposed to be doing. The villagers are always asking you to do stuff. I'd actually say ignore them if you don't want to do what they're asking for, because they ask for, like, a lot of nonsense. It is good to do stuff for them, though, like, up to a degree. Just, you don't have to do everything that people ask you to do. That's something I struggle with, is not doing stuff for villagers. Because, like, you have to sort of teach yourself, it's like, okay, these people don't really need your help, they'll be fine. Just leave it alone. But, yeah, like, that's my biggest advice, is, like, figure out what kind of playthrough you want, like, what you want to get out of the game, and then just sort of figure out how to accomplish that from there. And don't worry too much about, like, how you get there, because there's no real way to fail at this game. That can be a source of direction. I don't think it's a great source of direction, just because, like, they'll ask for a very limited number of things, but I guess you could use it as a source of direction. It's just, like, you'll get one thing to do a week. That would be a little bit bland. Or I think you'd run out of things to do pretty quickly doing it that way. Let me say it put it that way. I think for me, like, the biggest goal is always, like, I want to have, like, a farm that looks nice as far as my subjective opinion goes, so that's sort of what I work towards. And I just do it at my own pace. I'm not trying to, like, speedrun it. but that's generally my goal. I want to have a nice little idyllic farm that has a lot of like different things going on in it. Then once I'm happy with that, I just sort of can let the farm sort of go. I'm pretty happy with just quitting the game. Yeah, no, it's if you're looking for more like specific advice though on like how to do very specific things, you can't always look at the wiki and stuff like that. But I think if you're doing it the first time around, I would try to do it like just the way that you want to try doing it. See if you can figure it out, but. Wait, don't do that, please. Yeah, there we go. Mad into the aesthetics. Yeah. Just keep in mind if you're trying to make it so that's about like having a very pretty looking farm, it will take a while to get there. Like I'm in second year and I've been sort of taking my time doing things, but you know, it takes time to get there. Functional is easy. It depends on how functional you need it to be. Like, if you want it to be optimized, there's ways to do that. I'm not good at that advice, but yeah, like, I would just sort of like try and figure out what you want it to look like and then just sort of go for it. I think that's perfectly reasonable. Tear it down, experiment, you know. I guess the other advice for that is like there's no time limits, and pretty much everything you want to do you can do whenever at whatever pace you really want to do it. So if you're thinking that you have to get something done by a certain time, kind of like you might want to get something done before the season ends because you won't get a chance to do it again later until the next year, but you can also just do it next year. Like there's no reason not to do it next year if you want to. That's my take on the game anyway. I think there's people out there that are like way more hardcore about like there's a correct way to like play the game and there's a optimal way to play the game, and I don't think this game works that way, but that's my personal take on it. I think that the game works much better when you're sort of more chill about how things are panning out. Mind you, I'm like doing stuff where it's like I've tried to get to floor 100 of the Skull Caverns and I'm just like dying inside because I kind of hate it, but that is how you get some of the stuff in this game. Actually, did Robin finish my pond? I think it should be done by now. Yes, okay. I have to figure out what kind of fish I want to put in there. These guys want 2 sardines. Interesting. Okay, so I'll have to go fish for those today. I think I should be able to catch that pretty easily. But I have to kill bats. Do I have spare sardines? I do not. Okay, I think given the circumstances, I'm going to deal with that later. And I'm going to go kill bats right now. I'm going to find out later that the quest I'm on right now doesn't actually give me any like bonus stuff. Like, there's not going to be any sort of weird tech that does bat stuff after I finish this. And I'm going to be very mad about that, because the only reason I do these quests is to get, like, weird new technology unlocked. And half the time I never use the stuff that I unlock, so, I mean, at the same time, I probably shouldn't care. What time is it? It's 4:30. Okay, this might be my last day. I do have somewhere I have to be, so I can't run late like I have been lately. Because I have been running late on Wednesdays the past while now, but same time I'll try and keep this going for a bit here at the very least. Oh, actually, there is one thing I will say for the functional and good-looking farm. You're going to want things to be symmetrical, and they won't be. So yeah, no, glad you're enjoying it. Let's see here. Yeah, I might be able to do this day and one more. I'm just trying to do the math in my head, and it's not very consistent, because some days take way longer in this game than others. I think I missed a bat there, but I couldn't see it, so. But yeah, like I think Optics and I were talking like about how both of us would rather our farms be more symmetrical, but a bunch of stuff is set up so that it's not going to be symmetrical. And you're either going to end up with very suboptimal stuff, or you're going to just, you know, want to live with things being asymmetric, and that's fine. Just, you know, stuff is not perfectly square. Love that asymmetric vibe. That's good, because things that usually count out slightly off. You can make certain parts of your farm, though, perfectly symmetrical if you try for it. It's just, it's not easy in this game. I think that part of it, though, is like potentially deliberate design as well, because if you've got the game where you can set things up to be symmetric, you sort of set people up to think that you can have like a perfect layout kind of thing. A perfectly organized and perfectly ordered one, whereas like I think by making it so you can't, you kind of force the player into a state where they're like just accepting of things being a little bit imperfect, which I think is probably healthier. Weird, yeah. Or you could go that route. That is another route you could go down instead of letting things be. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, those are your different options as far as that goes. I personally go for it's fine to be slightly asymmetric. That's the way I tend to go this, but there's definitely other routes. I hear more bats. Your greenhouse is symmetrical? For shame. You refuse to use. It's good to have principles there. Okay, I'm getting a lot of bats all of a sudden. This floor seems to be pretty good. I got that haze. That's what this is. Okay, so that'll be over by now. Well, that was pretty good. Got me up to 11. Yeah, sectioning things off by task is how I do things for the most part. And some things being sectioned off, I also just don't care about them being symmetrical at all. What is my phone going off about here? I heard a bat, but it just died or something. What is going on here? Alright, well, I guess it's not coming back. Okay, and I don't hear a bat here, so we have to redo the cycle here. Hopefully we get another one of those bat floors where it just comes in like that again. Can't I go... no, it's fine. Okay. I kind of want to see, like, a pure anarchy farm where you've got, like, splotches that are being used for one thing or another, and everything just looks completely off. Like, you'll have a sprinkler in a random spot that's just got, like, not even a good sprinkler. It's got the 4 things around it. And it's just sitting there in a place where it doesn't belong. You've got a whole bunch of those. I don't have 27 ponds. I only have 8, and I need a lot more. I honestly kind of want to just have a ton of those so I don't have to ever go mining for iridium ever again, because you can get iridium from ponds. That's the thing about this game. Like, if you don't like mining, you can actually just have a whole bunch of ponds and have that do the mining for you. I don't think there's anything that substitutes fishing, though. I think if you want fish, you have to go fishing. Is that ADHD or is that more like autism? I think that might be more on the other spectrum. Either way, it's fine. It's acceptable. People will accept you for what you are, or what I am, or whichever. Maybe, I don't know. But actually, my Stardew is probably more ADHD. Yeah, no. Oh, you were talking about the farm layout where it's completely separated. Yeah, that would be exactly that. The thing is, I have this on a bit of a delay. I've got the minimum delay I set up possible, but I do forget what I'm talking about sometimes when people are mentioning things, so I kind of get confused. Quartz there, nice. Wait, I can only have one super cucumber pond? Why can't I have more super cucumber ponds? What the heck? Why would they do that? Why would they do this to me? I feel cheated and bamboozled. And lied to. Are you sure you can only have... I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try putting a super cucumber in one of those ponds. Oh, there we go again. I didn't get very many bats that run. Much, much worse. Mining is fun. I disagree. Mining is like my least favorite thing in this game. More than anything, like the reason I dislike the mining so much is the time crunch. Because it does actually put you on that sort of timer. Like you kind of have to get to a floor and get it all done all at once. You get to Robin and you ask her to build it for you, and then you can throw in a fish. And then they'll slowly multiply until it fills in. Apparently they're a new thing. Like, I didn't know they existed previously either, so... They're kind of interesting. But yeah, then the fish sort of multiply, and once it sort of gets to a certain point, you have to do a favor for them until eventually they start to fill in the pond. And they produce fish eggs, which you can sell as caviar. Or, you know, fish eggs, bro, whatever. Wow, I did not get much bats out of that. That's a shame. Oh, here's another one. I hear it. Where is it? But yeah, the instead of getting fish eggs, which I've got like here, sometimes the super cucumbers will instead give you a iridium, which means you don't have to go iridium mining as much. Although apparently you still do. I don't know. Oh wow, I'm actually at the exhaustion point. That's impressive. Okay. Well, interesting. Can I afford to make a bug steak? No, I need 10 bug meat. Yeah, they are pretty neat. I do like that addition to the game quite a bit. I do wish it was easier to get it set up so that I would just never have to go mining ever again. Yeah. It's one of those things in this game that is kind of like a newer addition as well. It didn't used to have that at all. I'm not sure it's efficient in any way, though. I think if you were trying to optimize, you would definitely avoid going for a lot of fish ponds. Oh, which you only... Okay, I misread what you were saying there, Optics. I thought you were talking about how, like, I thought you could only have one, is what you were saying. God. Okay. Yeah. I was saying that, like, I would like to get more of them to the point where I don't have to mine any more iridium. That is a thing I want to do, but haven't done yet. I'm not sure I ever will, because it's a lot of ponds to make, but... I always misread things more often while I'm in the mines because it's a bit harder to read while I'm doing that stuff. Yeah, I have to figure out what fish am I going to put in this stupid pond here. Like, do I go for another super cucumber or do I put in, like, the slime jack? What's the slime jack get me if I put it in the pond, I wonder? Or catfish. Catfish is a quest one quite often. That could actually be useful to have a lot of. Let's look up slime jack. What do they get me? Let's see here. They get roe, they get green algae, they get slime, and they get slime eggs. I don't actually know if I find any of that really that useful. What about catfish? Do they drop cats? Let's see here. They just provide catfish roe, which is a little bit boring. What about scorpion carp? I could just do this the long way, but I would never actually know. They turn the water green. Interesting. Cactus seeds. Why would I want cactus seeds? That sounds terrible. Alright, I might wait till I can get like a different kind of fish to throw in there. Yeah, I think I'll catch a fish that's different for that one. Or I could just get like the super cucumbers at this point in time and start throwing those in there. What about lingcod? I think that's a relatively cheap fish though. They drop bug meat. That's disgusting. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure which of these fish, if any, I want to throw in there. So I'm going to leave that be just for a little bit, and I might even go ahead and get another super cucumber and throw that in there. I guess I could do... Let's do the slime jack, I guess, just because it's kind of unique, and apparently it turns the water green. That sounds kind of interesting, at least. The other thing is, like, if it does produce algae, that does give me another source of algae, which is apparently good, so... Lava eel's a good one. I have to go catch one of those. Maybe I should go do that soon while I'm sort of in the mines anyway. Alright, do I have enough time for another day? Probably not, actually. So, yeah, we'll just call this one an episode. I'm just gonna do some quick checking around and stuff like that. But, yeah, so next Monday I'll be playing Stardew Valley again. And next Wednesday, I'm going to be doing Stardew Valley, and I'm going to try and find something else as well. I'm not sure what it'll be. I'm thinking space, but yeah, I really don't know. If any of you guys have any sort of space sim type games that you've been playing lately, give me a shout out about that, and I'll see if it looks good to me. But no guarantees about anything right now. In any event, though, hope you found the stream enjoyable, and of course, as always, hope to see you guys all next time. Oh, we got our pumpkins in.